Morning, folks. It's oh, let's see if I can get this damn thing angled a bit better. Thank you. Yeah, it's about 8:53 in the morning. It's the 26th of October, 2023. The Weaver Time. Roseman, California. The diary of the great William John Weaver at some occasions, and just on other occasions, just little old me. What's going on, guys? Okay. Some of the videos I'm still trying to decide whether or not I'm going to get them out there, and the rest of them I got to get later. Excuse me one second. Ah, and that when it happens. Here we go. Log report not getting to do that. And the thing of it is, guys, yeah, I know they're mislabeled, and they should be labeled something to attract people's attention. I haven't done it. I haven't done it. Screw it. There's no rules and regulations. There's no etiquette. So I just put them out there. But if I'm going to feel like it's strongly needed to be visualized and needs to be viewed by people, then I probably will put a catchy phrase on there so people can actually do a search and then find out what the hell I'm talking about. What's been happening out there in Maine? A few months ago, we actually had a Pennsylvania situation. Another freaking shooting. This particular lunatic we have at this point in time, 18 people killed, 13 people injured. And we got a massive manhunt again. A friend of mine lives up in Maine. He's a fellow YouTuber and recovering addict. Even he's probably still a bit nervous about it. I wouldn't put it past him. Because this guy, some people will make him into a political martyr. What I say about that one is, for decades we've had problems concerning about our shooters, and we wanted gun regulations. And when we had a lunatic out there with high-powered weaponry and ammunition to go with it, we wanted to get more control and more handle over this. It was not the elimination, it was really not the elimination of the Second Amendment. If that happened, that would require the entire country to agree to it. People keep forgetting that there is a process of amendments to be made. State by state conventions, leading up to voting in the Congress to decide whether or not they want this to happen. And it's up to the country to decide whether or not they actually want to get rid of the Second Amendment. So really the gun control was just basically putting limitations. Now, the same thing would happen regarding probably due process, but more and more with First Amendment. I have never claimed in my videos that I was a scholar, a lettered person with academia. I can make up these damn words, but bottom line, I don't have the street creds. I'm an observer. I've been in a class regarding political science. A few classes. Local government, how it works. National government, how it works. International government, how they work. Broader sense of how things work. So somebody want to tell me, how does limiting magazine capacity in certain weapons, breaking the Second Amendment, how can that affect us that much? Well, for those who like high-powered guns with high-powered magazines, they think it's fun. But for somebody else who doesn't think it's fun and thinks it's a way of getting a message across, it's a hell of a message in blood. The reasons why we keep asking and keep demanding that we need the limitations on our weaponry, including a few eliminations of classes of guns that are not suitable for the public. The reason why we had the clash between the gun-happy Democrats in there, and there's very few of them, believe me, they are, compared to the Trumplican party we have right now. Prior to that, they were also known as the Grand Old Party, and they're old gun nuts. Maybe most of them, maybe a few of them were not so happy with the guns. But they also said that people have the right for them. They have a right to them. It said so. In a time where guns were necessary. We're living in a time where guns are not exactly necessary. However, for law enforcement and military, that's one thing. Guns are fun for people. They like shooting. They like the adrenaline rush. They like seeing the target get hit. Depending on which particular target you're using, which particular gun you're using, what's your intent. Reasons why we have laws. And sometimes they're fought tooth and nail on it. Brought up by reasons, and some of the reasons are if it's legitimate or if it's insanity. Insanity is where people are still struggling in this one, and I did a few videos on this one a long time ago. I'm talking about HIPAA. HIPAA was a law passed about 20, almost 30 years ago. Roughly. It's Health Information Protection Act. Basically, I don't want my health information broadcasted to everybody else unless I'm making that choice. On my videos, I do that. I make that choice. I'm telling you folks my mental status, my physical status. I have made HIPAA void in me. I have said I've seen a therapist. Okay. And I have made known that I am still grieving, mourning, and feeling disillusioned. I've had bouts of depression. But have I had bouts of anger? That makes it harder right there. Because now, if I had bouts of anger, then that puts me into a dangerous situation. Just being angry. But people are not going to know about that unless I personally tell them. With the HIPAA Act, it's supposed to be protecting me at the point. My health information is not available to the general public. The reasons why we have problems in the Congress and in the state legislatures when it comes down for determining if a guy's nuts enough to own a gun. Because now we have to break that HIPAA law. We have to break your privacy. We're taking away your privacy to make everybody's health information known. So we're going to be doing this by a court order. If it's done by a court order, that's another thing. But if it's not done by a court order, you don't have a right to my information. If I had not done this channel at all, or made it completely blocked and private, just as a time capsule, without it telling anybody what the hell the damn thing was about, I would have been protecting my health information. But because I wanted to bring out my own issues regarding mental health, how I'm dealing with it, how I'm dealing with the mourning, grieving, and everything else going on inside of here, I have made it known. I have voided HIPAA for me. Not saying for everybody else, just for me. Would that make me a potential lunatic to go out and kill people? I have implements of cooking. And usually when you're cooking, you're using utensils. Large utensils, small Some are considered normal, but in a situation it will be considered dangerous. A flag, if you will. I'm bringing up a utensil. Now you can find these in any camping store, survival place, online. Cost you a pretty penny for the entire set. My entire set is scattered, but I do use these from time to time, so I'm bringing it up now. Don't be flagged, Facebook. Don't be flagged, Google. Don't be flagged, YouTube. I'm bringing up a fork in my left hand. You notice the holes in here. Part of the set. Putting the fork down. You heard it. Did you see it? Well, the camera angle right now won't show it to you. You'll have to take my word. But you trust it. Would you trust it? After all, I told you about my excuse me. Slam. Yeah, that's it. I'm going to be. This is going to be difficult. If I wanted to demonstrate this damn thing, let's see if I can move this thing. Okay. See past the keyboard? See past the keyboard? See past the keyboard? You see something? Okay, I'll put this damn thing down then. It's making a mess over here. There we go. And now the camera's crooked because of the damn cords. Okay. I gotta get rid of that again. Alright, I got to. Yeah, no. The reason is why I don't move my computers as much. I make too much of a situation. But you did see it, hopefully. You did see it. Okay, what is the point I'm trying to make here? Okay. There is an implement. Normally it's used for cooking. But in certain weird-ass circumstances. Bringing it up again. This could be used as a potential weapon. In the hands of someone who's got intentions of hurting themselves. With that, I could have hurt me. That information is out there now. There are points what I'm trying to make. If we wanted to know everybody who was going to be mentally crazy, okay, crazy, let's use that word. We would need to know their background in this one. In order to prevent shootings and stuff, to make a bill in Congress. But we would have to break federal laws to do so. And civil rights. Violate a lot of things. So we can't do that. Was there a way to prevent this guy from having a weapon? There could have been. There could have been. But then again, we're trying to break law. Was it inevitable that we would have a shooting like this? But this guy apparently didn't care. Somewhere inside of him, he was broken. He was making a point. The point for him was he was going to get killed. Put up the show, kill a lot of people, either kill himself or wait to be killed. If they're lucky, they'll capture this guy alive. If they find him sane enough, he'll go to trial. If he's got a lawyer that's going to be throwing into mental health, then they're going to put this guy locked up. And there's going to be people screaming and yelling at this point, why wasn't this prevented? This wasn't prevented because there was no way to prevent it. We have to break a lot of laws in order to get an accurate law that would prevent shootings. If we cannot take out the amendment, we have to put limitations on it. We have to. And with the limitations, if they still think that we need to find out who the crazy people are, they have to keep remembering. We got HIPAA laws. We got privacy laws. They're going to have to make those kind of changes. They're going to have to fight it out in Congress with both Democrats and Republicans on this. The Trumplicans. Both sides are going to have to come to an agreement on this one. This is not a state issue. This is a federal situation. And this will affect every damn state, including those who have guns, who legalize guns like crazy, have no restrictions. Because what happens if it's going to happen in their particular state again, or some other place? There are certain states out there, there are a few states out there, including California, that regulate guns. But the things that we don't have, we're going to have a background check, and they'll have to get they'll have to get state authorization. They have to make sure that the information, private, is about people who can and cannot have guns. If they don't have a record, if they don't have any medical information out there available, maybe they'll get them. Well, we hadn't gotten that specific, have we? Not here in California. This was a tragedy happening out in Lewiston, Maine, and in Auburn. You got a lunatic out there that everybody's talking about and constantly and showing videos left and right. Reinforce, reinforce, reinforce. That's what media does these days. Educate and reinforce. Meanwhile, this guy's walking out there. He's already got his guns. He's already left the car, maybe on foot. Or maybe he's got another car that they don't know about. They got a lot of information on this guy. They put him through background checks, and they've already got him out. How they recognize this guy as the name of Robert Card is, well, member of the U.S. Army Reserve, certified firearm instructor, mental health. But he also made threats to carry out shooting at a National Guard facility. Already pieces will be flying in, and so is camera angles of what this guy would do or is. What would give a better picture is whether or not they're going to be breaking into his medical record and to see why he was institutionalized. Was it by choice or was it by force? If it was court ordered, they would have court records. If it wasn't court ordered, did he volunteer? Something broke inside of him. Treated for 2 weeks and then released. Either he was cleared or he escaped. But he didn't escape, so he must have been cleared. It must have been all right. Was he? Was he all right? And this was in the summertime. Weeks later, we had the shootings this week. So now we got the issue being brought up to the Congress, and not to mention to the state legislatures. The other people are trying to make laws saying, well, it's okay to shoot people, period. So basically anything regarding the murder statutes are going to be bypassing at this point. This particular situation is going to have to take a priority as much as dealing with the Ukraine situation and as well as Israel. It has to. It has to. Because this is going to happen, and this is going to keep continuing to happen until they actually get a handle on the damn thing. But for people to think it's going to get a handle on a thing, they're going to shoot people. They're going to shoot them. And then call it, well, we had to. Someone called the United States the Wild Wild West. Well, maybe we are. Maybe we are. Maybe we don't know how to handle guns because we're not that civilized. Other places are dealing with knife attacks, and they are deadly. They are deadly. And some people are actually trying to use poison gas or whatever kind of gas that they can create. So would it be more humane to use a gun to shoot people or not? Ethical questions, aren't they? We still have to face them. We still have to face these kind of questions because we're facing ourselves. What we believe in and what we think we should. Instead of somebody else trying to tell us that we shouldn't. Or we should believe in a different way. That it's okay to have a gun to shoot people. As long as they're trying to shoot you, then you can shoot them back. You can get them killed. Be no problem. It's up in the court system to decide whether or not it was justified to shoot or not. And was it in self-defense? And is it by judge or is it by peer? Yeah, this kind of gets me crazy on this one, doesn't it? My question to myself. Am I that crazy? I don't know. You'll have to be the judge of that one. That won't be it.